Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Today's show sponsored by Mint Mobile, a cell phone wireless provider with plans starting at just $15 per month. And yes, you can keep your same phone and same cell phone number and switch to Mint Mobile and lower those prices greatly. MintMobile.com/chatsports, the place to get started. All right, the biggest story in the NBA today is apparently the Celtics offered Jaylen Brown in a trade package for Kevin Durant, which has left Brown somewhat unhappy. So I figured, let's talk about it on Mavs Today. What if Brown wants out of Boston? Could Dallas get in the mix for him to bring him to pair with Luka Doncic? I would love that because Jaylen Brown is a stud two-way player who's still improving, still in his early mid-20s. Last year averaged 23.6 points per game, grabbed 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's improved in that area as a creator. Good shooter both from the field and from three-point range. Jaylen Brown would bring everything the Mavs want. Secondary scorer behind Luka. Two-way player, wing defender that can guard multiple positions. He's a dog, too. He brings that dog mentality, which you can never have enough of. You have him, Dorian Finney-Smith, defending dudes left and right. That's going to, set a tone in some basketball games. You look at the rest of Jaylen Brown's contract here. He's got a couple years left, just under $27 million this next year, then about $28.5 million before becoming an unrestricted free agent in 2024. Now, the main problem here is the Mavs probably don't have enough ammo to trade for Jaylen Brown. Anything's possible, right? I think, a third team could get involved. You could find a way if you absolutely had to get Jaylen Brown, but realistic, other teams are going to be able to offer some more. So here's kind of what I cooked up. Jaylen Brown for Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, Christian Wood, and all your available first-round picks. I get in the trade machine that's more money going out than coming in. You'd probably have to take on another salary from Boston. I'm not sure who that could potentially be. Maybe a guy like Grant Williams would be in the trade if Boston wanted to part with him, or maybe you even get Al Horford back as his contract would be expiring as well. And then, of course, any available first-round picks, 25 and 27, are two draft picks that Mavericks could trade. Is that enough? 3 really good players and some first-round picks. I'd prefer to keep Dodo, maybe send Reggie Bullock instead. It's a decent offer for Boston, but I kind of feel like they're only going to trade Jaylen Brown if that means they're getting Kevin Durant in return. But if Brown requests a trade, that could change things dramatically because he tweeted out earlier today, SMH shake my head after he saw the report that he was offered in a trade. All right, so would you trade for Jaylen Brown? I absolutely would. Type T for trade, type P for pass. But again, it takes 2 to tango. Let me know down in the comments. Now, Mint Mobile sponsoring today's show, and I mentioned earlier, plans starting at just $15 per month to change your cell phone provider to Mint Mobile. Their benefits are great. Unlimited talk and text. It's the highest LTE 5G network out there, so you get that high-speed data. Free mobile hotspot, which is a nice little benefit as well. A lot of providers don't offer a free mobile hotspot. Mint Mobile does, with plans just starting at $15 per month. Actor Ryan Reynolds owns Mint Mobile. You've probably seen the commercials, but it's a fantastic cell phone wireless service provider. And guys, prices are going up everywhere. Inflation's impacting all of us, regardless of your financial status. Lower your phone bill today by get going with Mint Mobile. It's mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. All right, let's talk about the Mavericks open roster spot. They got one left. We'll talk about Tyler Dorsey in a moment as they signed him to a 2-way contract. But could Dallas sign Carmelo Anthony to fill that final roster spot? The Smoking Cuban kind of proposed this idea, so I thought we'd explore it here. Here's what they had to say. The Mavs have arguably the league's best shot creator in Luka Doncic, but they are a bit light in that area after the departure of Jalen Brunson. Head coach Jason Kidd plans to start Spencer Dinwiddie next to Doncic in the backcourt, but he will have to stagger their minutes to keep a playmaker on the floor at all times. Having another professional scorer would come in handy, especially when the team suffers an injury. the Mavericks will need someone that can create a shot to step up. They only have 4 players that can get a bucket right now, and that might not be enough, especially in a loaded Western Conference. And Carmelo Anthony, over his career, is an absolute Hall of Famer at over 22.5 points per game. We know the type of scorer he's been at his peak, especially back with the New York Knicks and earlier with the Denver Nuggets. Now, he's not that player anymore, but he can still play at a pretty high level. In 26 minutes per game last year, averaged over 13 points per game, 44% from the floor, 37.5% from three. He's actually improved as a three-point shooter later in his career. And the defensive effort has actually gone up. Now, he's not a great defender by any means, but he is still a worthy rotation player heading into his 38-year-old season coming up. Now, Melo's not changing the direction of a franchise at this point, but I think he could give you 10 points off the bench. Some efficient scoring, some three-point shooting. He's not going to do much beyond that. He's not a good defender, although he does try a little harder now than he did earlier in his career. You could do worse than Melo as your 15th roster spot. Now, I think you need another guard, another creator coming off the bench, especially considering Spencer Dinwiddie is going to start. At least it looks like that right now. But I wouldn't completely dismiss the idea of bringing Carmelo Anthony to Dallas. So what do you guys think? Should the Mavs sign Melo? Type S for sign, type N for no, you're good. You don't want Carmelo Anthony. I could go either way. I mean, if the news wire came in tomorrow that the Mavs are signing Melo, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be thrilled. I'm not doing jumping jacks, but at the same time, I wouldn't completely dismiss it. I'll tell you what, if the Mavs sign Melo, we're going to break it down. So be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Join the Noti Gang. Squad up. Once you subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you never miss a video here on Dallas Mavericks Today, the latest news, rumors, and other content. All right, last part of the show, a little news item. Tyler Dorsey's signing became official on Sunday, so I thought we'd discuss it here today. Two-way contract for Dorsey. He's been, kind of in and out of the NBA. Hasn't played in the NBA since 2019, but in his career, 6.7 points, not terrible. Decent three-point shooter. The overall shooting from the floor efficiency hopefully will improve, but he's getting a bit of a second chance. Now out in Europe the last few years, scoring in double figures, 11.5 points per game, good three-point shooter at just under 40%, so hopefully that can translate to the NBA. It is a two-way contract, so we'll see what he is able to do. Some of the things he provides overall, perimeter shooting, decent defender. He does got a little bit of that dog in him, and he'll need that coming over from Europe to try and stick in the NBA. It's hard to get back into the NBA once you're out of it for a few years, but we've seen plenty of examples over the years. PJ Tucker, obviously a big one, as he spent several years in Europe before coming back and being a key player for several NBA title contending teams in recent years. Dorsey's got a long way to go to get to that level, but on a two-way contract, certainly worthwhile. All right, who's ready for the season? This offseason stuff is fun, but I want to tip it up too. Type MFFL if you are ready to go for the regular season. That's Mavs fans for life. Get the MFFLs rolling down in the comments. All right, thank you for indulging us today on our Mavericks News and Rumors video. I am Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.